Hey y'all, my name is Phoenix, and today we have another unboxing from Puzzlcrate. This is the August 2024 box, so let's go ahead and open it up and see what we got. Alright, almost perfect there. Oh boy! Well, this isn't quite what I expected. And then, what is this? Ooh, this one's interesting. All the peanuts are sticking to the box. So here we have the stickered Phoenix Cube, as well as the Peach Cube. So let's go ahead and read up about these. Until recently, a stickerless version of this puzzle was available that only had 3 colors and was solved by layer. Now, this new version is stickered and solved by each side like a normal cube puzzle. It's a shape modification of a 3x3 Fisher Cube that was designed by Troy Robinson, or RC Pongo, in 2019. The puzzle shapeshifts like crazy and can be a bit catchy due to the pointed pieces. We recommend some caution when turning the puzzle. Happy solving. So we'll get into that one first. And then we also have the Peach 3x3. Summer is here, almost gone, and so is Peach season. The Peach Cube is part of the Fruit Cube series from FanXin. As the name suggests, it is a shape modification of a standard 3x3 cube. However, rather than being solved by color, it is solved by shape. Surprisingly, this makes the puzzle more difficult due to there being multiple pieces with similar shapes. We find that it makes for a great puzzle to bring to school or work and display on your desk. Okay, so interestingly enough, it actually has been a little while since I got a puzzle I already had, and I actually already have all 6 of the fruit cubes, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the peach cube. However, we're going to go ahead and get into this one first. Now, this one recently showed up on the Cubicles site, and I thought it looked pretty interesting. Oh wow, that's some major bubbling right there, so I'm not sure if I can really do anything to fix that. It's just kind of there and I gotta work with it. I don't think there's really any easy fix to that. So let me actually show you the regular Phoenix Cube that I have. So if we go ahead and compare it to the other version of the Phoenix Cube, you can see this one is all stickered up. And as usual from Calvin's puzzle, the top and bottom faces are red and orange respectively, which is a little bit of a pet peeve because I know a lot of people would have rather it be white and yellow. But yeah, it's basically the same thing when it comes down to their shape. They turn in basically the same ways, as you can probably guess. Now, interestingly, this one was actually made by Shengshao several years ago. In fact, I got this out of a Puzzlcrate long before I even started my channel, all the way back in 2020 in February. So it's been quite literally 4.5 years since I got this puzzle, and so now we're taking a look at a stickered version. Now, the thing about the other version of the Phoenix Cube, and I'm going to go ahead and just go and scramble this up. This ought to be an interesting solve. Now, this one actually solves a little bit more like a standard Fisher Cube, which is probably what this is closest to. But the Shengshao Phoenix Cube is more like a sandwich cube, which has only 3 colors and each layer is different. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started on the solve here. I don't want to spend too much time on this one because the other one that I have, which is the Peach Cube, is actually really difficult. I've solved the Peach Cube several times, but never without trouble. So I want to get this one solved pretty quickly so that way I can, at the very least, where is it? So that way I can, at the very least, get done with the peach, because the peach is going to take a while, at least if my recognition is off. So I do like how this turns. It does turn very well, and I kind of expected this to appear in a Puzzlcrate at some point. However, I didn't expect it to be this month because, as you guys may remember, last month I got the 4-layer pentahedron, and so I expected that the 5-layer pentahedron made by Shengshao would also be, okay, so I gotta flip one of these edges, would also appear out of this crate, considering the crate history I had in 2023, but I guess not, so that'll be interesting. Okay, so I'm actually just gonna go ahead and do a soon to permute these edges. And then it doesn't look like there seems to be any sort of parity. I don't know if you can get a parity on this, but you might be able to. And I think I'm just gonna do, like beginner's method rotating algorithms to get these all rotated. Although I could have easily just done normal OLL and possibly normal PLL. So yeah, I know I was kind of running my mouth that entire time, but it's really not that difficult to solve. There wasn't much for me to commentate on. But overall, it's a pretty fun puzzle. I didn't really expect that I would get this out of a crate. However, it is honestly pretty fun. But let's go ahead and get into the other puzzle that we have here, which is the Peach Cube. So there is an instruction manual. I'm actually not sure how helpful it is though, because yeah, oh, this one feels different. Hold on a second. I actually want to get my other Peach Cube to compare this because it feels slightly different, even though it's pretty much exactly the same. Yeah, I can honestly feel a slight difference in the way this one feels. They're pretty much exactly the same, so now I basically have two of the same puzzle. Now this one has been solved a few times, but this one I don't think has ever been solved. So I'm honestly not sure how well this is going to go. Recognition is actually really difficult on this puzzle because a lot of the pieces are just so slightly different from each other. Like, say for example, these two could actually be very different. And it's made even harder by the fact that it's actually off axis, unlike some of the other fruit cubes. So this puzzle is actually one of the hardest ones that I have in my collection. And this one doesn't seem to turn as well. Oh yeah, hold on, there's a bit of flash right here. That is, oops, that's making it catch a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can take that out. Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna take care of that another time. We'll see. So this one's gonna be pretty hard to solve, and I'm gonna see if I can go without using my other Peach as reference, but if I have to, then just bear with me because this puzzle is very difficult to recognize. Because it's all one color and you have to solve it by shape, that makes it very tough to know where all the pieces are supposed to go. And right now, I don't even know what center is what. However, it seems like this one actually has 3 edges attached to it, and then this one just has to have its respective center rotated. Okay, so that's not it. So what if I do this? Yeah, this is gonna be very hard to solve. So that means this edge is actually probably not correct. Let me see. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a nightmare. Yeah, look at this. I can't even tell if this is right or not. Yeah, this is gonna be very hard. Okay, I think, is that right? Okay, that looks like it's right. All right, we got our 3rd edge in, and now I have to, I don't even know which side of the peach this is, so that makes it even harder for me. All right, so just a quick editor's note / spoiler alert. What I ended up trying to do with this was just really confusing for me. I ended up just making a bunch of different mistakes, trying to figure out what piece is what. I didn't really have any particular strategy going into this. I didn't have any idea where to begin. And I ended up taking so long that I actually had to cut the video twice, stop recording and start recording. So I'm just gonna skim through the next however many minutes this took me until I actually start making some progress. So just bear with me here. Which direction this is supposed to face, because sometimes the edges match up on one side, but they just don't on any of the others for some reason. I just actually don't get this puzzle. Okay, please. Wait, did I mess something up? No, it's not. It's not going to match up with any of these, is it? No, that's like the closest it comes, and it does not even match up properly. Oh my gosh, this is going to drive me nuts. Yeah, you can tell exactly why I honestly I just don't enjoy solving this puzzle that much because of just how confusing it is. The pieces are just so vaguely different. It makes it really hard to tell what's what. You basically just kind of have to guess what goes where, and it's not the same level of fun as something like the Rubik's Impossible where it's just different colors. So I'm gonna try to change my strategy. I know there is one center that has a very slight dip in it, and if you can see very closely, you can see that that's it. So I think that's where I'm gonna start from. I think I'm actually just gonna use this one as a reference, and it does look like I might have it on upside down. Yeah, see, this is not right. So that means I gotta find this edge instead. So that's why it's not lining up. But if I go ahead and try to line the others up, I also could be, oh my gosh, I just realized I also could just be straight up putting these pieces in the wrong way. Okay, let's let's see, what is our orientation supposed to be for this center? It's supposed to be, this is what we're looking at, and I think this is how it's supposed to look. Yeah, it's not, oh my gosh, I can't find it. So after a lot of struggles, realizing that I actually had the cross attached to the wrong center on this one, so the whole thing ended up getting messed up because of that. And then I also ended up realizing that this isn't even fully solved correctly. Some of the corners are swapped around where they shouldn't be, so I'm gonna have to go and fix that later, which is really annoying. I think I have finally completed the cross, but not just the cross, I've also managed to get a couple other edges in place. And my strategy was just to start F2L on whatever edges I could, so that means I could get 2 F2L pairs in without having to worry too much. And as it seems, it looks like these might be correct, but the thing is, there's such little distinction between these. They look exactly the same, but when they're solved, they feel just slightly different. Like, as you can see, if I turn them up correctly, you can see this one notably is a little bit more, it's really hard to see that on camera, but you can probably see it right there. That's not actually correct, but however, this one looks like it actually is right. So we're gonna leave that. I'm just gonna do this layer by layer, except for this right here. I can probably just take care of this normally, but I have to make sure this actually is the right edge, and this might not actually be. It might be wrong for all I know. So I'm thinking one of these two is probably gonna go there, so let's see here. That looks correct, but it might not actually be, because something is sticking up right there. Yep, you can see that's actually not correct, because something is sticking up right there. So I'm gonna do this one instead, but as you can see now, something is sticking up right there. Which means that this edge might not actually be correct. I'm looking at this, and it looks like this corner looks slightly different, but I think that's because this edge is just slightly different. Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. So that means I might have to go back and re-figure out which edge actually belongs here, because it's like, I really do not like the way they designed this puzzle. This is one of the most irritating puzzles to solve in my collection, which is the reason why I almost never pick it up. It is so obnoxious to solve. Like, not even in a fun way, because you're just trying to figure out what piece goes where, but every piece just has the littlest distinction to it. It's so unbearably obnoxious to get this solved. Alright, well, I guess I'll be right back. I'll come back when I actually figure out if I have F2L finished, so I'll see you guys. Okay, I think I'm actually starting to make some decent progress here. I said I would come back when F2L is finished, and it might not be perfect, but honestly, this is about as good as it's gonna get from me. Like, these two might need to switch, whatever, but I honestly just cannot stand trying to solve this puzzle anymore. Honestly, this entire block might need to just be flipped, or something, but I'm just gonna go ahead and try and finish this up, at least for you guys. Now, this I know is correct, and this matches up, it seems. Does this match up with anything else? It looks like it matches up here, so we have an L case. I'm just gonna do beginner's method for this, because I really do not want to, yeah, I really do not want to try anything else. So we're gonna do a soon right there, and then it looks like we're gonna have to do a, I'm just gonna do an anti-soon. I hope that did not break up my F2L, because I have noticed when I do this on the ghost cube, it sometimes messes up my my bottom layer. So this, I know it needs to go here. So we're gonna go ahead and Nicholas, and then it looks like it's oriented correctly, so that's good. This also feels good. I'm honestly not sure. These three corners are very, like these four corners right here are all very deceptive because they all look very similar. So I think I might have made enough progress. I think I was able to devise a good enough strategy, just trying to figure out roughly which pieces went where. And it's basically like, if you think the ghost cube is hard, like this makes the ghost cube look easy to me. And this is coming from someone who has had a ghost cube in his collection pretty much the whole time. So yeah, pretty much the entire time that I've been collecting. So this needs to be rotated counterclockwise, this clockwise. So yeah, I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and do it from this angle because this was my bottom layer. And then we're gonna do that. We're gonna do the inverse of that. And I think, okay, I don't think that's correct. It looks like there's a, yeah, that's actually pretty obvious that there's a ridge right there. So these two might need to swap. Yeah, it's pretty obvious that there's a ridge right here. And yeah, that might actually be pretty bad for me. So I'm going to, I'm gonna nick loss again. And then it looks like they all need to be rotated counterclockwise, so well, it definitely was not counterclockwise, so we're gonna do that again. Okay, so let's see. How are we looking now? Actually, you know what? I think that's it. Oh my gosh. I really, really hope this is it. I think it's done. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think hands down, this has easily been the hardest puzzle I've had to do on a Puzzlcrate. Ever since I first started making these videos back in 2023, there has not been a puzzle that has stumped me more than this one. And I knew I was getting into, I knew exactly what I was getting into because I've had this puzzle for several years now, and it's never gotten any easier for me until today. Today I was actually able to figure out a somewhat decent strategy because there are two centers that are somewhat distinct compared to the others. So that's usually where you would want to start from. And then something else, like there are edges that are distinct, even though most of them are not. That puzzle drove me nuts. I really can't say that there have been many puzzles that have stumped me as much as this one, but honestly, I am okay with leaving it here for now. I have roughly solved this. I don't know if it's perfect, but honestly, I really just do not have time to put any more effort into this. If this isn't solved, then it's okay. This is the one puzzle that I'm okay with leaving kind of roughly solved because you honestly can't even tell that it's properly solved unless you look like really closely. So yeah, I think that's it. So oh my gosh, I can't even think straight after putting everything into this one. Yeah, so that is about it for this month's Puzzlcrate. It wasn't exactly what I was expecting, but overall I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, this one was a nice, fun new one to add, but this one, oh my gosh, I don't know if I would want to do this again. And honestly, one thing that I plan on doing near the end of this year is after I make a collection video, which is something that I plan on doing, what I was also going to do was scramble up all of my puzzles and try to solve them all on stream. Yes, that does mean the peach and other things like the puppet cubes, which you would have seen me unbox a little while ago. I'm honestly not looking forward to some of those puzzles. However, most of them I think are actually going to be pretty fun. So overall, I am pretty happy with this Puzzlcrate. It was nice to get some new stuff, even though it did also give me one that I already had. But the last time that happened was back in January. Ever since February, it's all been new stuff, so that was pretty good. But with all that said, if you enjoyed this, then please be sure to leave a like. And if you want to see more from me in the future, because I do both cubing and sometimes gaming videos, I want to try and balance both of those out, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button, or at least please consider doing so. And if you do subscribe, then be sure to turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any new uploads. I am absolutely fried right now because of this peach. But that will be it for me for this video. I will see you next time. Farewell.